You see, Traore has become a hero to Professor. I and him will drink coffee about Traore. But he's doing two good things, that he becomes an international icon. A young guy, younger than many of us. Traore has changed the price of uranium. France was buying uranium from Burkina Faso for $1 billion every year. He stopped the French to buy his uranium. Today, Burkina Faso is making 85 billion from the same resource. We are selling uranium here. We have no nuclear power. We are just talking, everything is.
Wow, this is Traoreization of Africa. Welcome and greetings all of you, dear lovely family, friends, fellow Africans. Don't skip the video. Watch and listen this also.
We appreciate that a revolution does not go on for an inordinate amount of time. If it is truly a revolution, it must be convulsive in many respects.
Wow, welcome back, dear lovely family, friends, fellow Africans. This is more than revolution. This is a philosophy. Captain Traore is more than a revolutionary leader. He is a philosophy for the entire continent of Africa. As you heard at the beginning, dear lovely family, from the Parliament of Namibia, a member of Parliament of Namibia, referring Captain Ibrahim Traoré to the government of Namibia, that a young man who came to power and changed things, and we see industries and many things happening in Burkina Faso within 2 years in power. So you can see that Captain Ibrahim Traoré, as I said many times, is more than a leader, is a prophet. Also, you heard from President Duma Bok talking about revolution, that we have to give revolution time, we have to collapse these borders, we have to work together. The thing that Captain Ibrahim Traoré is always addressing, the problem of African leaders, they don't want to support Captain Ibrahim Traoré. They think that maybe if they support Captain Ibrahim Traoré, they are supporting maybe coup in the continent of Africa. If there's a good thing, we have to support, whether those things are coming from military or from politics or anywhere, we have to support, because if these things is for the benefit of the people of Africa, we have to embrace. So you heard also from President Inde Ichilema, the president of Zambia, talking about how is it possible that Africans, we are not trading among ourselves. So you wonder, one thing that I wonder, it's our leaders who are asking this question. Why don't they asking themselves at the African Union Summit, asking each other? You know, our leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, and Burkina Faso in general were suspended in the African Union. So these political leaders, instead of asking us why we are buying from Western power, why we are buying from Europe, why we are importing things, I think this question must go to the African Union Summit, where all African leaders, especially these political leaders, will be gathered and starting questioning themselves why you allow importation of meat in your country, why you allow export of your natural resources into law form. I think that will bring meaning. And I was been suggesting, I think if you're familiar with this platform, I suggested that we need a summit as Africans, Africa Diaspora Summit, where we Africans and our brothers and sisters, kings and queens in the diaspora, will come together and strategize how are we going to achieve as Africa, maybe 50 years to come, 100 years to come, 200 years to come, the way the European did. But when it comes at that point, Africans, we are so divided. And you wonder that instead of uniting, African leader continue this division. Recently, you heard the story of U.S. General talking about Captain Ibrahim Traoré. No African Union leader, no African leaders who came out to support Captain Ibrahim Traoré, but they refer him on their things. But when it comes to support Captain Ibrahim Traoré, they're silent. But it's Africans and young people around the globe, Africans in the diaspora, who raised their voices and said hands off to Captain Ibrahim Traoré. But no political leaders who even tried to say hands off to Burkina Faso. Many of them are still silent. Today, you see, Russia sent a special VIP plane with a special escort to pick up Captain Ibrahim Traoré from Ouagadougou to Moscow. And I shared a live streaming in this platform at that ceremony. You saw how Traoré is being respected. The whole town of and city of Moscow erupted when this young man touched the ground. Not because maybe they love Captain Ibrahim Traoré, they love vision. We Africans, we look the shape, maybe sometimes we look maybe the faces, but we forget that the minds are very important for us. Brain. Captain Traoré has brain, has vision. And those are things that many Africans and these people who have a goodwill like from Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Traoré is more than a leader. As I said, is a philosophy. And that's why you see, right now there's a big fear in the Western power that if this man will stay in power for 20 years, the whole continent will be revolutionized. And that's why you see in Namibia, people are talking Captain Ibrahim Traoré. If you go to South Africa, I shared the video of Julius Malema talking about Captain Ibrahim Traoré. If you go to Botswana, recently you heard yourself in this platform, I shared the video of President of Botswana, Duma Boko, talking about Captain Ibrahim Traoré. You heard everywhere Captain Ibrahim Traoré, everywhere. People are chanting Captain Traoré, Traoré, Traoré. Why? It's because of vision. Our leaders must implement the ideas. You know, we have been waiting solution from outside. For how long will we as Africans continue to wait Europeans, Western power to tell us what is good and right, as if we don't have mind? Our mind are not working. I think Captain Ibrahim Traoré came to challenge us, all of us, and especially these old politicians, that there's a need to serve the people. There's a need to wake the talk. There's a need to take actions. If you heard many of our leaders, of course I've been saying this many times, all of them are talking about continental free trade area. But ask them, are you ready to collapse your border to allow people from country A to enter your country? Are you ready? But they're chanting continental free trade area, Africa, one Africa. How can we have one Africa if you are still holding these colonial borders? You see, countries in Sahel, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso came together, united. We want even Africans. If it is not maybe for the entire continent, let us maybe start in these regional bodies, maybe in ECOWAS. Let us try to see that people in ECOWAS are moving from one place to another without being asked for visas. Let us maybe try in East African community, where we want to see people from Kenya moving free to Tanzania, to Rwanda, to Uganda, without being asked anything. Maybe in SADC, let us see something happening in SADC, where maybe businessmen and women will move from one place to another, moving from Congo, from Kinshasa, to Gaborone, to Pretoria in South Africa, to Harare in Zimbabwe, without being asked for these papers. Is it possible? Can we do like that? And if we can do like that, there's no need for us to start talking about importation of goods, importation of meat, importation of things that we can produce here. We are importing because of these borders. And of course, we need to tell our leaders that all these things, it's because of these division and colonial borders. So these borders are making us to look to our masters. That's why it is very easy for Africans to trade with Europeans. We Africans, we trade more with our masters than our brothers and sisters. Why? Because we still believing that our masters have everything on us. And in Burkina, in Niger, in Mali, those leaders said, no, we are human beings. We have opportunity to decide for what is good and right for us, and we have to do it. And that's what's happening in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger also. They're not waiting someone to tell us what to do. If we can do like that, dear lovely family, friends, Africans, this continent can change. So we need these political leaders. You know, these things, you know, we have been copying this, what you call this constitution. Many of our constitution are copy and paste from Europe. So they are guiding us as a European. And when they give us this constitution, they make sure that we Africans will not come together. That's why you hear people say we are guided by constitution. Our constitution is this and that. We are guided by this and that. But what about guidance while people are dying hunger? What is guidance while people are dying without medicine? Which is better? To have known these things from Europe and people living in a good life, or to have these things from Europe and people suffering? I think we need to change. We need a new governance systems. We can speak many things. Our leaders can ask many questions, but the answer is simple. Let's collapse these borders. Let's come together. I hope maybe if Zambia and Zimbabwe and also Botswana have to say from now and then we are going to be united. If you ask, there's no maybe jihadist in Zambia, there's no terrorist in Botswana, there's no these labels in Zimbabwe. So what are we fear? If it's about Congo, maybe you can say maybe in Congo, maybe there has sponsored this group. If it is Sahel, you can say something like that. Maybe in Sahel, there's sponsored groups that are trying to destabilize those countries. But ask countries such as Zimbabwe and Zambia, what are you fearing from your neighbor? What are you fearing? Botswana and Zimbabwe, that's nothing. Why you fear to allow people to do business? And I've been saying this continental free trade area, dear lovely family, will not succeed if we don't collapse these borders. Otherwise, we are going to sell Chinese products, European products, or American products in this Africa continental free trade area. Or we are going to invite what we call investors from Europe, from America, wherever, to come and start producing goods to sell in the Africa continental free trade area. But if we want a working Africa continental free trade area, we need to collapse these borders. Allow Africans to engage each other. There's no need for Africans to be in the cages. These borders are like cages that you are not allowed to go to somewhere. This is your end. We live like a cattle. I think as Africans, we need to understand this is a trap, and we have been followed in this trap, and will not develop. That's why you see in Europe, they're so united. They have European Union, they have Euro currency. It's very easy for them to move from one place to another. Go to America, the same. America is the United States. States came together, united. And right now they're talking about including Canada. They want to expand territories. But in Africa, you find there are some countries that are, till now, they have idea of building war among themselves. You remember Congo. Openly, the president of Congo said he wants to build a war between Congo and Rwanda. So how can we unite? You know, our leaders think that they will be there for maybe thousands of years. So today you want to build a war. Next day, or after 10 years, a new leader is coming. A leader who is in love with a unity of Africa. So he will come and distract that war. You have lost a lot of fund to fund those wars. You see? So I think we have to think beyond these things that maybe someone is waking up and deciding for the future of some people must come to an end. Our leaders must become a big think tank, must become a think tank, not leaders who are just thinking as himself. Just imagine someone is talking about building a wall. Does that make sense? Yes, you right now you want a war. Do you going to live forever in this world with your war? No. New generation will come, will say this is nothing. We don't want this. So you have lost a lot of money. Instead of taking those amount of money, investing in schools, in hospitals, in infrastructures, you want to build the wall through the country, the whole country. But you see paying from foreign countries coming in and taking resources, and you are saying nothing. And yet you come with these cheap ideas. We want leaders who have great ideas like Captain Ibrahim Traoré. And that's why everyone is chanting Captain Ibrahim Traoré, 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 Traoré. Not accidentally. It's about the brain and the thinking capacity of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Of course, as I've been saying this, that through these systems imposed on us, these democratic systems, sometimes these systems bring us leader who is incompetent. They bring us leader who is incompetent because leaders or these political parties has been sponsored by the Western power. So they have money, they love people, these voters, they give them t-shirts and other stuff like that. So voters, because they're so angry, it is very easy for them to vote. And sometimes they root this voting. They steal votes. At the end of the day, they become leaders. And that's why when they come to office, they do nothing. But young leader, Captain Traoré, within a short time, you see things happening. Everyone right now in the continent, not in the continent, in the world, are talking about Captain Ibrahim Traoré, 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 Traoré.
Thank you, Africa. Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make Africa great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.